I can hear you. I can't hear
Yep.
y'all.
I can hear you now.
I can hear you.
Say it again.
I can hear you. Yep.
I can hear you.
Loud and
Yeah, I
clear.
can hear you now too.
I bet that. Bet that.
All right, man. We here.
We here. Talk to him.
Yes, sir. Welcome to another edition of What's Brewing. Y'all know what time it is. Rob Bruin, Nasir Smith.
Yes, sir.
We have a special Pacers fan in the building tonight. Man is locked in. Knicks just took down the Indiana Pacers. I believe the score is 3-2 now.
The
Knicks
series.
put on a slight masterclass. How y'all feeling about how things started off?
We didn't get off the plane. So as a Pacer fan though, myself,
You're not excited.
as a Pacer fan though, I'm not surprised. I knew a game like this was coming, and not so much on the New York side, just on our side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't shoot the threes don't go in. And the main thing is when Halliburton doesn't drive early, like I'm talking
Like set the tone.
first, second possession, he has to see that ball go in the basket, whether it's a drive or a three or whatever. It becomes a game like this. And
Okay.
I think Rick kind of benched him a little bit because in most games where they criticize him when he's not scoring, it's because he's dishing and we kind of, whether we down, it's close and stuff like that. But for the most part, we never had control of this game. So,
Oh yeah, never from top to beginning. Brunson started out hot on y'all. He set the tempo. He let you guys know that y'all were in the city.
right.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. I knew y'all was gonna lose with Spike Lee had on this orange and blue fit with the pinstripes.
Yeah.
Like wait, what is this? Is this like what's my man? Wolf Frazier? Like, what is this fit? The pinstripes is crazy tonight. Nas, what you saw out there?
First, before I even get into this, I want to point out to our listeners. I probably don't. Obviously, we from Philadelphia.
Not everybody. Everybody's not from
Philadelphia. I forgot. My bad, bro.
Yeah, New York is here. But I'm not with the
in the
Knicks.
building.
New York is here, but I'm not with the Knicks.
Rob is a Boston fan, Ed. He's
Correct.
a Boston Celtics fan. But I gotta give Ed his flowers for a second. There isn't a bigger Pacer fan that I know.
Really?
There isn't. I'm talking early 2000s, the whole yellow gold, the whole gold and blue short. Back in the day, he had the 90. Ed, correct me if I'm wrong. That Lexus you had, the red John, was probably like a 96, 97, maybe a couple years. I may be off. 97. He had the 97 Lexus with the Pacers shorts. He was a Reggie Miller avid fan, and when this series is going on, I was like, yo, Rob, I gotta get Big Bro on the show, man, because there's nobody that I know loves the Pacers more than this guy. And rightfully so. We're in Philly. Like, you ain't gonna walk around and just find a random Pacer fan.
That's just not common. That don't even sound right.
Exactly. So I had to get him on here to get his reaction. Because we talk sports all the time. He's dialed in with the Pacers beat writer. I mean, you ain't gonna find too many fans that got the beat writer on.
Yeah, he tapped in for real.
Yeah, he on contact with the beat writer. So
that's kind of wild.
He a little different.
You know what I'm saying? He got the beat reporter right here.
Right here. Ready to go. The only reason he ain't here tonight is because he got to hop on his own show. But we'll save that conversation for another day. But no, I mean, honestly, tonight when I look at and I'm a big we're in the space of in the NBA where it's like analytics. And so I'm looking at just like stat line. Number one, some of the things that stood out to me with Halliburton in particularly, because as he goes, the Indiana Pacer goes, in my opinion, right? And his plus minus on tonight was a -23. So he didn't help the Pacers at all tonight. Basically, is what the stats are telling me, right?
For me, stop right there for a second.
Yeah, talk to me.
I'm not gonna say I'm not into the plus minus, but what does the plus minus really mean?
It means how effective he was on the floor, right? When if you look at the general, so I do want to break this down for the people that are watching that don't really understand what plus minus is, right?
Please.
So it's a stat that measures a player's impact on the game by calculating the change in score, plus or minus, right? While each player is on the court.
Okay.
So the plus minus is useful in showing how players that may not put up big individual numbers still have a positive impact on the game, because as you can tell, someone like Draymond Green, and we're not going to stay here long with this, they're not going to have a huge impact on the game.
Because he don't really
because he's not
like
putting
that.
up 30, 40 points, but he has a huge impact on the game beyond putting up the 30 points that Steph may go out and get. So, as it relates to the Indiana Pacers, they're basically saying that Halliburton didn't do anything.
He wasn't effective
on the floor at all. He was. You might as well have put in. I'm looking at the stats here. You might as well have kept Benedict Mathurin in the game, who was he had the highest plus minus on the team tonight, which was 8.
Yeah, 2 games in a row he balled out like that too, by the way.
Yeah, and so I think Rick Carlisle has to find a way, as this team heads back to Indiana, you have to find a way to get your star, because some folks might go in the chat now and start screaming at me now. I'm calling Halliburton a superstar. But if you got to find a way to get your star back in the game in a lot of effective ways. So Halliburton plus minus was a minus 23. He finished with 8 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. They actually had no turnovers again for 2 games in a row, which is
solid.
Good. That's really solid. That's a positive. I want to note that is a positive for the Indiana Pacers as they go into game 6, is that Halliburton has not turned the ball over in the last 2 games. So he's been taking care of the basketball. So you're trending in the right direction. You just couldn't find scoring. I mean, you look at, Aaron Nesmith shot the ball 1 for 8 today from the field. Pascal Siakam shot the ball 5 for 13. And so like some of your key factors into what help you win game 4 just didn't show up tonight. I mean, I anticipate that Rick Carlisle will make an adjustment. I always compared this. There's only 2 people tonight, and one of the things that stood out to me about Rick Carlisle is 13 players played tonight out of 15 guys. So he got his guys in, right?
They played. Yeah,
he plays his guys, and so I anticipate. Right, and then I'm looking at minutes, and now I want to turn it over to back.
Yeah, I'm about to say you gonna let Ed talk. You've been talking for 5 minutes straight.
My bad,
let
bro.
my man Ed get in the game.
I'm excited. My bad. I'm looking at the stats.
My man, his battery about to die, bro. Like let him get his shit off, and then like we could come back to you. You be here every time.
Let's kick it to Ed, because I was ready to go on my Tibbs rant, and you know how I feel about Tibbs. So I'm gonna stop. I'm a pause.
Yo, Ed, do you need the stats for the night, and then I could just hand it over to you?
No.
Go ahead. Start it off. Tell us what you've seen with the Pacers tonight from the top.
Let me let you know, we don't worry about the plus minus in Indy.
This is why I don't really want to talk to Nas right now. I don't want that. I want you to tell me what you saw.
Yeah, what I saw them is aggressively attacking us at the top of the key, and not allowing us to run that high screen pick and roll.
Yeah, that y'all been abusing Brunson on.
Right. So when you do that, we can't get in our offense. Like that was something new that we never saw. Number 2, when they were on offense, they immediately attacked Turner, like every
possession.
Turner. And most of the time, it was Karl Anthony Towns. Okay.
He was aggressive tonight.
I don't really get into the refs with the fouls and all of that, because I'm just glad that they're not giving Brunson that head jerk foul that he.
Oh my!
Now
it's crazy.
I can live with everything else. What's going to happen is This series is over come Saturday. You can guarantee it. I'll come back on your radio show on Saturday. There is no game on Monday.
So y'all packing them up?
We packing them up. They coming back. I don't even know why they coming back, but they're coming back. Halliburton will not play like that at home. And he just has to go and be aggressive and just get his shot. I mean, everybody just was off. I mean, New York got their stuff off. You know, Pacers in 6 or whatever the case was. I was really a little concerned about 5 anyway.
Right.
But I just think the main thing that we got to do is when I said we're not really going to change much, is we just have to play our game. We got to push the pace. Like for that whole first half, we were kind of playing New York ball where they kind of like half court, like brought us down to a half court.
Yeah, they cut y'all out that down and back.
Right.
They cut the pace down on y'all.
When we're not running and gunning,
you're not effective.
It's not effective. Like the names are the names then. But
correct.
Once we get the running and gunning, then it's all, it's off and running. So Tibbs, I will say just one more thing. He's going deep into his bench, mainly because he is getting good minutes from Shamit, but he's trying to keep their players fresh. And in the first half,
as he should.
Yeah. In the first half, I thought they were playing right into our hands because I thought we was kind of on cruise control and we was going to pick it up in the second half. Unfortunately, it was their night tonight. They had an answer for everything. And I'm just talking about shot. It wasn't really nothing said. They ran the New York offense.
Right.
And, we just got to make them pay for having 2 bigs out there at once.
Okay. Well, I want to say that.
I take solace in knowing, this is the last thing. I take solace in knowing and comfort in knowing that Siakam has won a ring and knows what it takes to get through this. And so is Carlisle. So I'm fully confident that we're going to adjust and come back ready to go on Thursday. Not Thursday, Saturday. You won't hear nothing from us until Saturday. That's not how we roll. So I'm going to let the talking heads in the national media give you the
go crazy.
Go crazy. The Knicks can pull it off, and they're gonna give you all of this stuff. But the one thing they won't tell you is Tibbs' record in closing games. And I need y'all to look that up. They posted it before this game. It was 3 and like 17 or something crazy.
In closeout games.
Yeah, now it's 4 and something. Guess what? Right. Saturday's another closeout game, and that's his last card he really could play. That's the only thing we've never seen. And everything that they've tried to do, we've anticipated or responded to. So, they should have won 2 games, and good for them.
So I want to say this, and then Nas, I toss it to you real quick. Pause. This is what I'm thinking. I think that the Indiana Pacers had a lot of control coming into this game. I'm a little worried now in terms of momentum because the Knicks are a better team on the road. I believe they're 6-1 or 7-1. I believe it is right now. I really feel like when you put the Knicks in the situation where they feel like they can win now that Tibbs is finally really coaching and understanding that he needs to go into his bench, now he's going to be playing the entire team, which I feel makes things a little bit more difficult for the Pacers. Yes, I believe that Hallie had that triple-double game. I believe it was 32, 15 rebounds and 12 assists, or it might be vice versa, but he had no turnovers. It's the only second player to do that. I think that was a remarkable game by him. But I'm not sure. I was with the Pacers up until this point because now I feel like the Knicks, actually have some momentum now. And I got a stat for you, Ed, that I'm gonna read to you in a second, but Nas, I want to hear what you got.
I think so what I want to see more of, right? You guys are giving basically the eye test synopsis of the game. And while I applaud you both for being able to watch the game just as many as millions of the fans out there, I want to, congratulate you guys for, doing what the obvious could do. I gotta let you know that this game is all about analytics today, and it didn't always. It wasn't always like that. It wasn't always like that. But I gotta look at that.
Don't do that.
What is my role though, Rob? What do I do professionally? Like
I know it's about numbers, but this entire thing is not about stats, bro. You know that.
Well, it's a combination, as Drake said, right? It's a combination, right? It's a combination of stats and also the eye test. I also recognize that, one of the things I was going to say was, and this was to Indiana's credit, I think the reason they will close it out on Saturday and they won't go back to New York on Monday is simply the fact that Tom Thibodeau won't get the luxury of playing all his players 35 minutes or less. That has not happened at any other time throughout this series. That's
a great number for them.
See?
That's low. That's low. Yeah, that is. He
does not play. If you look at any of y'all watching, and those that'll see this video, later in the morning for our recap, Tom Thibodeau has never played any of his players throughout this series less than 35 minutes. He
sent you the numbers, man. Do you want me to read the numbers for you? I have it right here.
For their total minutes?
For the starters.
Yeah, go for it.
Mikal Bridges, 34 minutes. OG Anunoby, 34. Towns, 36. Mitchell Robinson, 20. Brunson, 34. Precious, 6. McBride, 18. Josh Hart, 34. D. Wright, how you pronounce his name?
Delon.
That's
I forgot what his brother.
His brother used to play for Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I remember his brother. And Shamet had 14. So to your point, yes, I'm with you.
So that ain't gonna happen again. Jalen Brunson playing 33 minutes in the Knicks game. That's unheard of unless he fouls out.
This is how the Knicks look though when they use the entire team though.
Yeah, he did. He did go a little bit deeper into.
I'm just saying. Potentially, it could look like that.
He played 11 guys tonight, which for Tibbs, I mean, you got to give him a round of applause, right? So that and that's my point here is that Tibbs is going to find when Indy goes on their run and gun mode at home and Halliburton is leading charge. I believe that this whole playoff series thus far, right? Because Rick Carlisle, we just gave him credit. He goes through his entire bench. I think that you'll notice that these players are starting to break down for Indy. I mean, for New York. Like Karl-Anthony Towns is still dealing with whatever knee injury. I suspected that it's a meniscus tear that he's just playing through right now. He's barely moving out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Ed, it'd be like you trying to get on the court today and get up and down the court. With all due respect, like Karl-Anthony Towns does not look good. Siakam has to find a way to also integrate himself in the offense. I think they got a little bit away from what worked in game 4, which was the pick and roll, as y'all articulated in the beginning of the episode. Halliburton has to continue to get out in transition. Tonight he had what do you have? How many assists he had? He had 6 assists when he had 11 the other night, right? So he's to find a better way of getting more guys involved because that's how he gets his game involved because guys are looking for him to distribute and pass first. And tonight, it didn't seem like he had a really good flow for the game. So I agree with Ed. I thought they were going to win tonight. Ed wouldn't have been sitting here giving us this sad face. He would have been more enthusiastic for this episode to, kind of, feel a little good about this whole. Because he does have I want to point this out, too. His man is an Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
Oh.
Yeah, just by the way.
Okay, boom. So, Ed, I got something for you. Hit me out on this real quick.
Well, let me ask y'all just one question.
Go ahead.
What did we shoot tonight as a team? What did the Pacers shoot tonight as a team?
I got it right here.
And then what are they shooting for the series?
Go get the series, Rob. Go get the series real quick. Work on that. Okay. Tonight, the Pacers shot 30 for 74 from the field, which was a roughly 40% from the field, which ain't terrible, to be honest. It ain't terrible.
The reason why I brought it up is because that's the worst we played. That's the worst we shot.
And Ed, this is the first time in the playoffs y'all didn't score 100 points.
Correct.
The first night.
That's a good point. That's a good call out, Rob.
So
that is a good call out.
The first night.
The Knicks shot 50% from the field, which
correct, which is solid.
Crazy, which is crazy.
That's great.
The reason why I brought that up though was because that's how Tibbs was able to.
That's how he manipulated the game.
No, I'm saying only play the 35 minutes. Spread the time out. They got a lot of rest. He went deep into the bench. And we were playing from behind. That was the first time they comfortably,
Yeah, y'all never really had. Y'all never had the lead tonight.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's a good point.
So, Ed, I wanted to put this on your radar. You're probably well aware, but Paul George is about to be the reason for this entire NBA Finals and how it's about to play.
Aware.
Hold on. Let me get my shit off. So they trade Paul George to OKC. That's when they get Oladipo and then Sabonis as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And that swap is how Tyrese Halliburton leaves the Kings, right? Then now, Paul George goes to OKC, and for him to get to the Clippers, they get SGA and 7 picks and swaps. And within one of those picks was Jalen Williams. Paul George has single-handedly crafted the NBA Finals for us because of his current moves. And hold on, and then we got to push it further now. Since that, now some people are now questioning if at the end of Tyrese Halliburton's tenure with the Pacers, will he be a better all-around superstar than Paul George when the careers are done?
He already is. If you ask anybody,
already,
if you asked anybody in Indy right now, he already is. He already is. He's you know what we're talking about? How close he is to Reggie.
So hold on. We gotta slow down. We gotta slow down a little bit.
I need him to. I'm going to need Ed to elaborate more on that because I put this in the group chat. When you posted this, Rob, on the What's Brewing show page on Instagram,
yeah.
I took that to a group chat with some friends of mine, and I said, "Yo, talk to me."
It got heated,
and it said that how can you? Do you know who Paul George had to play against?
Correct.
In order to get to the NBA, to try to get to the NBA Finals, he played against that Miami team. They're saying that Indiana didn't play against anybody like that.
And Ed, you gotta be honest about that. Like Halliburton has played great talent, but he has not played a LeBron, and had to face him consistently in his side of the conference.
And you know what's our counter to that?
What's that?
When Paul George had a team like the one we had, he didn't do all of that. At the time, the way the game was played back then, you had Roy Hibbert, you had David West, you had George Hill, and at one point, depending on what year you're talking about, you had Danny Granger with Paul George coming off the bench. Soon as LeBron dapped him, everything kind of went the opposite way.
So you saying that to say what? Are you saying that team was equal to the Miami Heat? I'm trying to.
No. I'm saying that in the end, at the time, that team had more talent than what
Halliburton's working with now.
Yes.
So what you're saying, it's tougher for Halliburton to do what he's doing now with less than Paul George having more, is what you're saying.
Correct. When I'm saying it was clear, like today, this whole team success is thrived on the system. The system. Now Halliburton thrives. We're not taking nothing away from that. But what I'm saying is, we talking potentially face of the league. Paul George was never that.
Wait. Paul
George was never that.
Wait, you're saying Halliburton is potential face of the league?
He's in conversations now. As of this week,
I haven't heard those.
No, but what I'm saying is, you've never heard that about Paul George.
I can't hear you, Nas. Okay.
You never heard that about Paul George, is what we're saying. And I'm not, and to be clear, I'm not bitter, and most of Pacer Nation is not bitter that he left. We over that. I mean, like you said.
Yeah, no, it's a part of the game. It's part of the game.
But yeah, no, the Paul George thing, no.
So my thing for this, the reason why I have to give you pushback on that is first things first for me, when we're talking, we could talk team, but then when we talk the individual player, I feel like Hallie one isn't even a defender. So if we're talking body of work, he would have never been able to. I think he has a strong impact on the game, but Paul George, we watched him grow from just being able to get on the floor by playing defense. Then he stretched out his offensive game and now been able to play both sides of the ball. And we had him labeled, and me and I was talking about this, as being a two-way player for some time now, which is why they made a big deal when he was on the Clippers with Kawhi, because they felt like he was going to be a lockdown defender and was able to do that.
And
I don't.
And the reason why you found out is going back to my the reason why you found out he really wasn't, and he was who we
was not a defender.
He was a better defender when he was with the Pacers.
Yes.
Okay. So
yes.
I'm saying the reason because of that is because of the team that he had around him.
And he broke his leg too, bro.
That was okay. Okay.
He broke his leg.
After the fact, he left.
You got to cut him a little slack with that. Like he broke his leg and then he bounced back.
So, okay. So just like I'm going to cut him that slack, I'm going to cut Halliburton slack and say, who plays defense in this version of the NBA?
Also true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we can go. I'm letting you know in the Pantheon, I can hopefully I can bring, you know, the beat writer on here. And you know, in the future.
Yeah, and I would like to hear him break it down.
And I can assure you you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that would say Paul George over Halliburton now.
Well,
so to his point, I want to point out too that
to Ed's point.
Yeah, I will agree that this Indiana Pacer team, it's hard for people to compartmentalize Halliburton being a star or a superstar because Rick Carlisle's system has been so effective based off of the roster construction. You know, when we talk about, you know, pound for pound, one-on-one like capabilities in their prime years, Paul George is a better player than Halliburton. Like,
this is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I feel like it's hard to just throw around and disrespect Paul George like that as well too, because I feel like we know Halliburton's the best player, but Paul George was
is that a Coca-Cola cup? Is that a Coca-Cola cup? Is that a Coca-Cola cup?
It's water though.
No, but like those are the cups from like back in the day.
This is the cup from McDonald's.
Yeah. That's the with the My bad, I got distracted here, man.
Nah, you sick.
So, okay, go for it.
Yeah, so I think Halliburton has to. I think Halliburton has to get it done first.
See right there.
He has to get it done, Ed.
No, hold up.
He has to get it done
right now. Right now.
Yes,
we're right at the point of the furthest Paul George has ever taken us.
Correct. So we gotta wait.
Okay,
we have to wait.
So you're saying it's only one game?
I am saying, yes, but I agree with you. We're one game away, and we can push the conversation forward. It is something else I want you to look at. When we look back at the 2020-21 draft, they had Anthony Edwards first. They had LaMelo Ball before Halliburton, right? They even have Tyrese Maxey in this draft. They got Obi Toppin in this draft. Who has had the best postseason right now? Halliburton. By far. If we redid that draft, I'm not saying you take Halliburton before Anthony Edwards. I'm not jumping out the window. But I'm saying you don't see Halliburton being close to Anthony Edwards in no shape or form. But he's killing right now.
Yeah. The chat is saying
Oh, what's the chat? We got him in the chat. What they talking about, chat?
Yeah, they talking about. So Bernard talking about Holly not the best player on paper. He said, "Don't get caught up in the moment." Paul put superstars away. The Eastern Conference Finals against Prime Brian. This is what they.
Like, I couldn't imagine Halliburton stepping next to Braun.
Wait. First of all, at the end of the day, he didn't put Braun away.
No, he didn't. But he competed the best he could.
So see how we moving this goalpost?
No, we're not moving it. We're not moving it.
Then we need a game. Like,
we're not moving it. I'm just saying we can't even we have to relax. It's Reggie, it's Paul, and then it's Halliburton until Halliburton takes care of business. You have to surpass, bro. You don't get credit for about to or almost. You got to do it. You have to do it.
Well, Paul George didn't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like the way, like in circle, at the end of the day, Paul George didn't do nothing. And we feel like that team had more.
Wait, you said Paul George didn't do nothing?
I'm talking about nothing. I'm talking about nothing as far as getting us
like winning.
Yes.
Okay. But it's crazy to me how much passion you have in your voice when Hallie hasn't gotten it done yet. Because what's gonna fuck you up real bad is if the Knicks win on Saturday. Things are gonna be different, Ed.
No, it won't. No.
Okay, so hear me out. Halliburton loses this series, Ed. Are you still talking the way you're talking about Paul George?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, because the difference is Halliburton.
That's crazy.
How do you know how Halliburton is?
Halliburton's he's like 24, 25. High upside.
Like 24, like high upside. So the future is super bright with us. Like, I'm like, that's fine. I mean, trust me, I've lost before. So that's the upside.
So I wanted to throw this out real quick because I just wanted us to just bring it back in. Paul George was with Indy for 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. He was with 6. And Halliburton, I believe, is 3 or 4. Let me see. Halliburton is 4. Yeah, he got injured that first season. So, I mean, he has accomplished a lot. I feel like he has. I'm not taking anything from him. I just feel like
the people, we get it. He light skinned. People don't like. He from Indy. We know. We get it. You know what I'm saying?
So you know.
But the bottom line is, whether you like him or not, is
the facts are the facts.
The facts are the facts.
That's right. I feel like this feel like deja vu. I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like this is a little bit like when we're pushing Anthony Edwards to be the face. He's rah-rah, great player, very dominant in his space. But when we see him side by side with SGA, slow down. Like there's levels to this, right? Like you have to earn your spot. We can't just say you're supposed to be there. And I'm not saying you're saying that about Hallie. I'm just saying he has to earn the spot before we just give it to him. I feel like it's being given to him right now. Because these are some prominent names that he's in back of. Like Reggie Miller and Paul George, like they hold weight. These are Hall of Famers, bro.
So you do know that Paul George team, that Paul George led team was number one. Like they were ranked number one, right?
That don't mean nothing, Ed. That don't mean nothing, Ed. Ed, stop. Stop.
Because you know where I'm going. He still didn't get it done. He didn't get it done.
All right. But that roster is like 5 people.
Just for our listeners, we gotta pay attention to the chat. We got Nard, we got Bernard talking about he want to come on and share perspective.
Oh, he's trying to come on the show?
I'm gonna send him the link. You can
hop on for a second. You about to send him the link?
Yeah, I'm about to send him the link. Hop on.
Oh, gangster.
Okay. So, but then you got TK. That's Takia. Shout out to the lady. She's a diehard sports fan. She's saying the Knicks are not winning. Bernard, I just sent you the link, man. Hop on. But I think I want to read that roster. Sorry. That roster, 2013, 2014, that loss in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat, consisted of Lavoy Allen, Rasul Butler, Andrew Bynum, Chris Copeland, Paul George, Danny Granger, Roy Hibbert, George Hill, Solomon Hill, Orlando Johnson, Jan Mahinmi, Luis Scola.
Damn, this team is trash.
Donald Sloan, Lance Stevenson, Evan Turner, CJ Watson, and David West. That actually was a pretty decent team.
Decent.
Compared to today, I mean, their starting five was who? Point guard was obviously George Hill. Paul played the 2, Granger at the 3, West at the 4, Hibbert at the 5, and then you still had Luis Scola was a good player. You had Lance Stevenson off the bench. You had Luis Scola, Lance Stevenson. Solomon Hill was solid, and CJ Watson was somewhat solid. I think they ran like a really
very light
8 deep. So, but I don't get recency bias with that though, Rob. That's what I'm saying. Don't get recency bias.
I just want Ed to tell me that he liked that team. He likes this present Pacers team better than that roster you just.
No.
Like, who do you want right now against the Knicks? Which roster you want? Tell the truth, Ed. God is watching.
No. What I'm gonna say is that team is more talent, but this team would run that team out the building because of the way we play.
Oh, that's crazy. Who's guarding Paul George?
Who's guarding?
Roy Hibbert was soft, and he's cooking Miles Turner.
He's not. He can't get out to the Roy Hibbert got cooked by Miami Heat center. I don't even know who he was.
Who? Oh, you talking Joel Anthony?
Yeah, like come on, bro. Come on, man. You blocked Carmelo Anthony shot in the garden, but then you know what I'm saying when it's showtime, you ain't nowhere.
He has smoke for Melo, but Melo cooked his ass though.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, I believe.
All right, hop on. You keep talking this rhetoric. You talking about Pacers is now 10 deep. I don't know if they're 10 deep like that.
No. They got 10.
No, they can play. It's easier for me to sub 10 players in. That don't mean I'm 10 players deep. Like,
okay, I don't know. Yeah. On the bench, who y'all got, Ed? Y'all got Neesmith start, Nembhard start.
You got what's his name? My man from New York. You got TJ McConnell.
Okay, McConnell does come off the bench.
McConnell come off the bench. Toppin comes off the bench.
Yes, Toppin comes off the bench, correct.
And then you got Ben Shepherd.
And
then you got Benedict Mathurin. After that, it gets tough.
I mean, y'all been bringing Thomas Bryant off the bench too.
Like I said, it gets tough.
Yeah, he's going to use all 6 fouls.
Yeah, it do get.
He's going to use all 6 of them things.
Yeah, it does get very dark. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not far off.
Let me throw this other. Go ahead, Nas.
There you go.
What's up, fellas?
He live in.
What's up?
My bad, man. I'm just leaving practice, man.
Yeah,
we had a long day.
Talk to us. You've been barking a lot. You've been barking a lot in the chat. So I was like, man, you got to come on so we can hear your perspective.
Yes.
On this all.
I'm only barking because I'm super interested in this topic.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare errors. I'm gonna tell you that much because the game changed so much. My apologies. It's hard to compare errors because the game changed so much. The way it was played 10 years ago is not played today. So we could look at roster construction and then like say that this roster right now is better for sure. Like top to bottom, this roster is better. But then back in the day, you weren't playing 10 players that much in the playoffs, if that makes sense. The Pacers today can play 10 players. Strong.
So, but how does that make the roster today better than what it was. That was the 2013-2014 roster that I was just reading, by the way.
So read it again, and I'll tell you because I got something to laugh at.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this to you. Lavoy Allen.
Come on. He should have
Rest
never
in peace.
been there in the first place. With all due respect to the young man,
That's a Temple legend, baby. Come on, relax.
And he made it out, and I'm happy for the guy.
Relax. So Rasul Butler, R.I.P. to Rasul Butler.
Rest in peace, Rasul, for sure.
That's the LaSalle. That's another Philly native, LaSalle.
Yeah, for sure.
Andrew Bynum. I don't think he even played that year. He might have been hurt.
That was Andrew Bynum after the glory years, because that's after he left Philly.
Yeah,
He ain't playing Philly.
Correct. Chris Copeland. I thought he was solid. He played for the Knicks for a couple years.
The crazy part, solid. Chris Copeland played in New York, and I was hype on him because he came from Wichita State. So I was like looking for big things. I think he got caught up in a bad era because he was behind Melo. He was behind Leon Thomas. He wasn't going to play there, but he actually could play, though. That's the crazier part.
Paul George.
Yeah.
Danny Granger, Roy Hibbert, George Hill. We know what those guys were. Solomon Hill, solid.
Solid.
He was a solid role player.
Let's pull it up, man. No, he wasn't.
I think Solomon Hill had a hell of a career.
Name his number.
Caught up in the name. Get caught up in the era.
Okay. So that was Solomon Hill's rookie season, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
But he did end up.
No, Nas. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that go.
No, Nas.
Nas is sick.
Bad, man.
I was there, Nas.
Hold on.
I was
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I want to let y'all know, Solomon Hill did play 10 years. According to Basketball Reference, he played 10 years in the NBA.
All we asking is his numbers, Nas. That's all I ask.
Yeah, do the numbers, man. Do the numbers. You the numbers, man, right?
They ain't worth reading. Orlando Johnson. That's another guy from
who's that?
From Canada. He was
a second round draft pick.
Second round situation.
Ed know his shit. Second round, 6th pick.
That's Ed's team. He know what he's talking about. That's why I'm following his lead right now.
Jan Mahinmi. He was in San Antonio for a bit.
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say solid role player for what he was supposed to be.
Yeah, Jan Mahinmi was a solid role player. Luis Scola. That was a good pick.
That's a solid pick. Solid
player right there because he was playing well. Donald Sloan, we don't need to go any further.
Luis Scola was a free agent signed from Houston.
Yeah, and that was year 6 of his career at that point. So he was a solid player.
Lance Stevenson wasn't. And when he was a center, that's when the glory years of that so-called dominant team left. So when Paul George came back, he was balling with Luis Scola. And then ask me what that season ended like record-wise.
You also had Lance Stevenson on that squad, so that wasn't nothing to blow your nose out.
A young Lance Stevenson though.
Yeah, 3rd year, and they also had Evan. You had Evan Turner as well, and then you had David West and C.J. Watson.
For the era, I would take David West and I would take Evan Turner. But we don't have Evan Turner turned out because we know he's supposed to be.
Yeah. So what are the? So here's my question, right? Because we've been on here for a little minute. I recognize this. We want to keep our followers engaged, so that we don't, lose them.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all all a question.
Oh, go for it.
Just a straight question. Who makes the players on their current team better? Halliburton or Paul George?
Paul George.
I'll give you any iteration of the Paul George Indiana team. Paul George.
Halliburton is a point guard.
Paul George makes it easier.
Like you
for
asking
players.
me who make the Jazz better, John Stockton or Karl Malone?
So, no.
You need a bus driver.
No, I mean LeBron ain't no point guard.
Shoot, the hell if he ain't?
Yes, he is.
You're
crazy. Yes, he is.
Yo, LeBron played with one All-Star point guard. I don't want to speak out of context too much, but I
come on, Ed. You know better. He got drafted as a point guard, bro. LeBron James, drafted as a point guard.
Bro,
come on,
y'all never convinced me that.
And what George, you mean? He facilitate the whole floor. How's he not a point guard?
Truthfully, it's a little late, but I'm tempted to really just take Tyrese out of this conversation and really point you in the direction of Danny Granger and his effect as opposed to Paul George. But
he wasn't even healthy long enough to have this conversation.
Danny Granger was banked up when he had that year.
What? Nas, pull them numbers up, Nas.
Ed, don't get sensitive.
Let me tell you.
Pull them numbers up, Nas.
Danny Granger, that's it.
Danny Granger was banked up that year. He was hurt that year.
Danny Granger was averaging that year that we're talking about.
No, not that year. Because if you go that year, that's the year. Man. If you count the Evan Turner year, that's the year he got traded because he got hurt.
Yep.
He got hurt that year. Yeah.
Right. He got traded to the Clippers.
No. He got traded to your 76ers. Get your mind right. What year are you looking at? Where you think Evan Turner came from?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. He came from the Sixers.
I know.
He did. He's right. And then he went to the Clippers. He's right.
Correct.
But prior to that, let's just say Danny Granger averaged 14, 19, 26. I'm sorry, 14, 20, 26, 24, 21, 19. So those was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive seasons of like him averaging almost 20 a game, Danny Granger. Prior to some of the injury bouts, because then after that he started having injuries. When he started getting hurt, that's when his numbers diminished.
It all went downhill after that.
It was the knee, and that's the reason why. Because he was Paul George was backing him up, and then they got rid of him. The whole Evan Turner experiment failed, and then that's when Paul George became the starter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting stuff.
So,
man.
Are you telling me that you have Danny Granger being a better pacer than Paul George as well, too?
I gotta look at my. You gotta come back to me on that.
You gotta talk to your numbers, man, or you need time.
I need a little time.
That's fine. I respect that because I don't want you jumping out the window.
Huh?
No, you don't. You don't need no more time. Danny Granger don't know better to pacer than Paul George.
Absolutely not. I don't know what Ed is talking about, but I'm gonna let Ed go back to the board, do some research, and come back because I respect you, Ed. You was rocking with the Pacers when they had pinstripes and all that with Rick Smith in them. So I respect it.
Yeah,
I see what's going on. I get it, and I respect it. Y'all just better win that game on Saturday. That's all I know.
They don't win Saturday, it's over.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, he got jumped off.
He'll jump back on.
Yeah, he'll jump back on. This is gonna be interesting. I think the Pacers close it out, though. I think they close it out.
They better.
I hope they do.
Because everything that we arguing about right now is
null and void.
Yeah, it's meaningless if they don't win.
It won't matter. But I care about Ed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him on suicide watch. I don't want him close to no bridges because when you give up the 3-1, Ed, it's crazy.
We watched that in the NBA Finals.
It's been done before.
It has been done before.
I'm not.
All right. Only 18 teams did it. So it's like, I'm just saying, whatever you need to do, hit Rick Carlisle, tighten him up. It's Snapple fact. I didn't know. I learned Rick Carlisle was on the Celtics for like 3 years. I didn't know that. 1984 to 87. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I see what we develop in players, and then we turn them into coaches, and we just, shout out Rick Carlisle. That's Jim Carrey too, by the way.
That's Jim Carrey for sure. Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna wrap up. Here's where we're gonna wrap this up, fellas. I'm gonna let all of us go, but we'll start. We'll start with Ed because he's a Pacers fan on live.
Correct.
What is the key, Ed? What are the keys to the Pacers wrapping up the series on Saturday? What are the keys?
There is no keys. There is one key.
Okay, one key.
Halliburton. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. There's 6 points I don't even know what he shot. Like I don't even know what the how many shots.
It's a streaky man, if you ask me.
So Halliburton tonight shot. I'll tell you right now because I'm a stat guy. I got the numbers.
He can't be streaky as a point guard. That's the problem.
8 points, bro. 6 assists.
He shot 2 for 7. 2 for 7. But Bernard, you joined late. I did highlight that Halliburton also had 0 turnovers tonight, which was 2 games in a row. He didn't turn the ball over.
So that don't matter. We don't need you to not turn it over. We need you to score the basketball and facilitate the game.
But he also was taking care of the basketball. We can't have.
We don't care about that.
You got to. He's a point guard. It was a lot of unforced turnovers tonight.
He could have had 10 turnovers tonight. It would have been nasty.
Yeah, we can't say we can't ignore that. Come on, coach. By the way, that's coach, but that's Coach Nard. That's not just Nard. That's Coach Nard. So come on now. That the Pacers had 20 turnovers tonight, and Halliburton contributed to 0 of those 20. So
that matters significantly.
That's a big factor.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Look, hear me out. The fact that your team had 20 turnovers and you had 0 means you didn't have enough imprint on the game. Well, you shouldn't allow your team to have 20 turnovers.
We also recognize that because it's plus minus. He had a minus
on the bench a little bit too, though.
He had a minus 20. He had minus 23 tonight.
My point exactly.
Yeah, he had no, and he had we established that in the beginning. He didn't have no impact.
Right.
So what is the key? You said the key. Ed is that
Halliburton. He said it was Halliburton.
Nard said it just right. Halliburton. He's not going to have a game like that. We going back home, and this is over. Okay. And I'm gonna come back on here and say I told y'all so.
Yo, Ed, be
ready Saturday night. Be ready Saturday.
Ed, 0 to 10. Be honest with me. How worried are you that y'all don't close it out? You could be honest.
4.
Okay.
And I'll even answer why a 4, because it's a make or miss league, and a lot of our offense, if it's run and gun, if that 3 ball is not
falling,
then it becomes a different game. It becomes a different game.
So do you
like y'all said, the Knicks are a better team on the road. It's the same for us. We're better on the road, especially in this series, than we've been playing at home. So
I think
especially with the shooting.
With all due respect, and it's not a bias thing, I think the Knicks are a better team, period. Not just on the road.
On paper, they are. That's my whole point before you got on here. Right. In this position because of the system.
Okay.
Systems matter.
They do.
Yeah, systems is everything.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the key, because to be honest, I don't know who's winning 6. I have no idea, and I'm not trying to make your blood boil, Ed, but I'm a little torn between the two, because I think that this game, like I said before, gave the Knicks momentum. I think Cat balls out. I think Brunson is finally gonna give us a 40-point game, and we're gonna see who's who.
He gave you that.
We're gonna see who's who in Game 6. I'm being honest. That's what I'm seeing tonight. And if it goes 7, it pains me to say it, and I don't want to, but the Knicks are not losing a Game 7.
No way in the world.
In Gotham City. And listen to me, Ed. I hate the Knicks. I am not a Knicks fan. But the Pacers better. You saw what they did to your man. That was a firefighter. They threw the garbage bag. They almost tossed him in the subway. Y'all better not come back to the city. Otherwise, it's gonna be nasty. I'm telling you this.
Let me give the listeners what's really gonna happen. We're gonna blow them out. We're gonna come back on this pod like forgetting about the Knicks, and then we'll be hyping up OKC.
I'm a Sixers fan, so I'm hoping that happens, to be honest.
Yeah, because if it's the Knicks, OKC gonna run them out the building.
You want to hear something? I got something for y'all to close y'all out. Yeah. All right, what's your key? Yeah. And I'm gonna close this out. What's your key?
My key to what? Talk to me.
To the Pacers winning the game on Saturday.
Winning or losing.
Winning or losing. Yeah. What is the key to the game on Saturday?
What do they got to do?
I'm taking me being a fan out of the game into consideration when I say this. I don't think nothing with winning or losing has to do with the Pacers. I think it's all on the Knicks. You got to think about it, bro.
And that's not good.
and I'm with you with that. If you think about the Knicks, bro, they probably got the best starting five in the NBA or close to it.
Who the Knicks?
You could hear me out. You could put Boston in there. You can't put OKC in there. Just on paper. You got Jalen Brunson. They switching Josh Hart in and out. You got OG Anunoby. You got Mikal Bridges. You got, but that's the strong three, right? Like a super strong three right there. I don't think
OG and Mikal, they both so streaky. They offset each other. They never on at the same time.
Correct.
So whatever you get from both of them is a plus. And then, like Nas was saying earlier, when they stay rested like this, they're able to get a full team win, as opposed to everyone ball watching and letting Brunson go for 50.
I'll say one thing. I've seen Jalen. I've seen OG Anunoby put the team on his back. I've seen Mikal Bridges in Detroit. I'm sorry, not Detroit.
Purposes, but I hear what you're saying.
And Brooklyn put the team on his back. I've never seen nobody outside of Shea or outside of
J-Dub be in there sometimes. J-Dub will go for it.
Halliburton possibly, but if it's not, I don't think Halliburton the best player on his team for number one.
Bro, you wild. you wild.
You think he better than Siakam? Because they're not here without him. You can replace the Halliburton. You can't replace the Siakam.
You cannot replace Halliburton, right? Bro, he's one of the last few point guards, true point guards that are living and breathing, bro. I'm not just gonna throw Siakam out the mix like that either, because he brings championship caliber. He's definitely a winner. And he what game was it, Nas? I think he had 39. That was 3.
Game 3, Siakam.
That was 3.
Game two.
So, I mean, he understands the moment. Not gonna say he's replaceable, but I don't know. You just can't throw Halliburton out the way like that either.
You can replace him.
Okay. Nas, what's your takeaway for 6? What they need?
Divorce court, child support, Lou Dort. Pacers and 6.
You're a sick man. You're stupid.
Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, man. We've been in here for like 57 minutes. Ed, we need you back here Saturday. Bring your ass back.
Yeah, put that stripe jersey
win or loss.
No, win or loss. He came tonight. No. We gotta give him some slack. He came tonight. He put win or loss. I talked to him. I said, look, Ed, we need you on the show tonight. Period. This is his jazz. So he'll be here.
You know this loss a little different than the next one though.
Yeah, nah. Next one hurt a little different. I'm not coming outside.
It's a little different, yeah.
Ed, I believe Ed is a man in his word, so he'll be here.
No, he gonna be there. He gonna be there. That's what he do.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine, man. Listen, appreciate y'all, Nar, for joining us. Ed,
absolutely. Y'all tap that link, man.
Hit the subscribe button. Tap.
The show. Yes,
you already know.
Show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Love.
All right, peace. God bless.
Yes, sir.